Right, right. Hello, everyone.
Hello, guys. Hello, hello,
Welcome
hello.
back. Welcome
Episode
back.
2. We
Yes,
are still,
yes. Episode 2. So we're gonna be talking
we
about
are still
random
here.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna be talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
Here with Renato. And what do you want to pick up on first? We've got something in our minds.
Well, we 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 said it from the first episode that we were going to talk
Yeah,
about this in this one, so I may as well just go with it and just start with that one, with our own
yeah.
experience with aliens in a way, but maybe UFO, maybe not alien, maybe UFO.
Maybe I don't know. No one knows. But yeah, we've got a couple of stories that I want to share. So
Yeah,
would you like to go ahead with it, or? Do you want to talk first of all? I've got a story of my own that I would like to
yeah,
share, and I've got a story with actually Renato when we were kids, around
yes.
young teenagers. We young teenagers when we were coming back from the beach,
So,
coming home.
so this way, I already know I wasn't delusional. Spirit doesn't know he's not delusional as well. It happened. We were there was another guy as well there, so we were three people.
Yeah, he was one of our friends. He
No,
was one of our
it did
friends. Yeah.
happen. It did happen.
Yep, yep. I agree with you. So would you like to start it off, or would you like me to go ahead and
um,
like start the story?
I think you should say your side of story because I've never like heard somebody else's side of story on this one because we just kind of like put it on the side and we never like really talked about it
Yeah, yeah.
eventually because people start making fun of us when you like mention this one. Everybody started
Oh
laughing
no,
at it.
no, no,
Like when I
no.
mentioned this, everybody said, "Bro, you didn't see anything." So I just want to see like your side of what you saw, and I'll just give my side of the story as well
Okay,
afterwards. Like,
that makes sense. That makes sense. So we were going home from the beach. We had like a
yes,
night walk.
yeah, yeah,
And whilst we were going home, there was like an old hotel on like halfway. We were going home, and suddenly we were walking. We had like a loud like noise, like a bang on the next field of the hotel. Next to the hotel, there was a field,
yeah,
and a tree got cut in half. What I heard, I don't know about Renato's perspective. What I heard was like a really like a really loud sound that went through. You know, like a jet. You know when a jet goes through some,
yeah.
yeah, you can hear it like,
Feeling like something was
yeah,
going up, something was starting,
yeah.
and they just left.
You can
So
feel it. You can literally feel it and like hear it, but you cannot see it. We didn't see anything. All I saw was something dropped on that tree next to the hotel in that
like an air,
field.
like air, right? Like air dropping from the
Yeah,
sky or
like
something.
air dropping from the sky and just sliced the tree in between in two
Yeah, and
pieces. Yeah, and it was like a loud bang, and I remember us jumping whatever to avoid any debris and stuff like that. If you remember that, we tried to
you,
avoid debris and stuff. So yeah,
so
I wanna hear
here's from
your
yeah.
perspective.
So
Yeah,
here's more from my side goes crazy because I remember that night, like
yeah,
that moment at least I remember like those like 5 minutes I guess or whatever it was. Well, like I remember perfectly clear. I don't remember before or later on, but like later on, I just remember telling my parents and they laughing at me.
oh yeah, they did
But
the same to me as well.
I
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
those 5 minutes. It was the three of us, and we were coming from the beach. And basically, the two of you had bicycles. I didn't have my bicycle with me, so I remember completely everything. I remember your black bicycle. I don't remember his bicycle, but I remember your black bicycle,
Okay,
like
yeah, yeah, I
like it's
remember that. Yeah.
today, you know. So we were going slow because I didn't have a bicycle. You guys were in the bicycle, so you guys were going slow, and I was walking. And as we were like getting closer to this hotel and to the incident, it's just a feeling inside of me just took over. Like like a bad feeling, like something is going to go bad. And
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I just felt like this bad feeling, and I tried to ignore it. And then just suddenly, my body just stopped by itself. And I just remember pulling you guys back, and you were asking like, "What's up?" And as you like ask that, like this sound hits down from the air, like in front of us, like 2 5 feet, like 2 meters in front of us, and just hits down and just hits on this tree and split this tree in two, and the air just coming towards us and the debris and everything. And I was like just standing like, what just happened? And then I remember people even coming outside of the hotel and asking on like what happened. And that
Mm.
was like a crazy experience. And I remember
Yeah.
us just standing there, and then we just after the app, and we were just like, oh, we saw aliens. Like I was like the first thing I remember. Everybody was like, we were all like, the film was
Yeah.
like, oh, we saw aliens, and we were just
I
going
remember
and just
that.
telling people that we saw aliens. Everybody was laughing like you guys didn't see anything.
I
So
remember going. I remember telling my family as well. They were
yeah,
laughing at me.
I
They were like, "It's
remember
your
telling my friends as
idea."
well. I remember
Yeah.
I remember even our third friend. I think he said as well to his parents. I don't think anybody believed us.
Yeah.
Everybody was laughing at kids. They don't know what they saw. But
Yeah.
I mean, the thing happened. Like the air dropped
Yeah.
down. The
Yeah.
tree was
100%.
broken. Was there the next day broken.
Hotel.
People came out of the hotel because they heard the loud sound. So it did happen.
Yeah.
So here's me debunking it in a way because I have been like searching about it. Like I was crazy. I needed to know what just happened that day. And
Yeah.
here's my only logical explanation
I
for
want
it.
to hear it because I've never actually searched for it because.
So I don't remember when I
Hmm.
saw this, but I saw this in like randomly on a YouTube video one day
Okay.
and
Yeah.
just like gave me the answer in my opinion. But apparently, fighting jets,
Yeah.
they when they go fast enough in the air, they
They break.
sometimes drop a heat of air.
Yeah. They break the sound.
So
They break the sound
yeah,
barrier. So it must have been
for,
that
for people who don't know, we live in an island close to Turkey, and the Greece and Turkey army like not in the best
condition. Yeah.
terms. So sometimes like the Turkish they like come for fun inside of the Greeks territory. So the flying jets they have to go up and like just like tell them to back off
Chase them.
basically because
Yeah.
there's not gonna be no war, no nothing, nobody's gonna do anything. But basically just like that annoyance. So there's a lot of fighting jets passing by in our island. Nowadays, honestly, have you noticed that nowadays there's pretty much nothing, but back then, like 10 years ago,
Oh
there
yeah.
used to be like a lot of them.
It used to
And
be.
nowadays, I've not seen a single one. Like every time I go now in Greece, back for vacation, I've never seen a single one. So maybe it's just for the week or two that I go that nothing happens. But back then, you remember it was crazy compared to
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. But it was
So
because they were different.
my thing is
I
probably
think.
fighting jet just flew by,
Yeah.
but it happened a little bit sooner than when we passed there. So because I
Mm.
don't remember, you know what I mean? I remember those 5 minutes that nothing, no jet, no nothing passed then, but maybe a little bit earlier something passed and we don't remember it because we
Yeah.
didn't think
You
that was
can't even
something
see them.
important.
It was dark as well. As I
This
said,
is my
guys.
only logical explanation of this. If
Yeah.
this didn't happen, then I have no clue what happened that day.
Yeah. It
That's
was.
it.
As
This
I
is what I've been
said.
saying to myself.
As I said, we couldn't see anything, and we only could
It was
hear
night.
something.
It was yeah.
It,
It was like 8, 9, 9,
yeah.
o'clock.
Nine
You
o'clock
couldn't
in
see.
the
It was
nine
dark.
o'clock in the evening, and we couldn't see anything. It was night time, so everything that was passing by, it was just loud noise. What I think it was, Renato, as you said, I think it broke the sound barrier, and it's like
Okay.
it just destroyed the whole tree. I think it's called the sound barrier. I'm
Now,
not really an
was it the?
expert, but
I
um,
don't know what it was. I
yeah,
just in my mind I said it's a fighting jet from
yeah.
our people, and that's it.
I would say back in the day, like they were in like worse condition between the Greece and Turkey's relations. Basically, was in worse condition than what is now. But we're not gonna go to that because it's like
Yeah,
political stuff that
some
we don't want
Balkan
to get
stuff there,
involved.
guys. You guys don't need to care about
Exactly.
them Balkan wars.
Yeah, we like everyone. As I said, we don't live in Greece anymore or whatever. So as I said, but yeah, actually, that's actually a really good explanation. As Renato said, I think I'm gonna go to my own kind of like an experience, as I say, with aliens. That was again in Greece. I don't know
You got
why.
another one. I didn't know
Yes,
about
I've
this
got
one. It's a new one for
yes,
me.
I've got another one. Yes, I would like you to hear as well. So one day, that was in the summer when I came, when I came for
Okay.
vacations and stuff. I was coming back from hanging out with you guys, I think, or I don't remember because it's been so long, but I remember this memory, right? So when I was going back, you remember how my house was, right?
Yeah.
So in the back where like my dog was and all that. So
Yeah.
at the top, at the top of one of the fences, at the top of one of the fences, I came back and you know where the trees are? Behind, if you can remember, there's some
Yeah.
trees. In between the trees, I'm not gonna lie to you. I promise you, right? What I saw, it might be a delusion. It might be like my eyes were playing games on me or something. I saw like a disc. like a like a circle disc with like
Yeah,
like what you see on the TV is like with aliens like the
yeah.
disc as well. Yeah, like and I saw that like it was huge, but it was like there like 5 meters in front of me. I was like, what is that? You know what I mean? It's like what the fuck is
Uh,
that?
it, like, how
And
big was it?
man, it was like
It was
I
like
don't know.
huge, big,
It
like a
was
small one,
huge. It was huge,
huge.
but it was
Oh, okay.
like I did not
I
hear
thought
any
maybe if it was
sound.
like a small one, could be like heat from
Man,
the heat because like it's very hot in
I
Greece,
don't
so
know.
maybe
Yeah,
it would be like.
I was thinking about that, but it was night. It was nighttime. It was around 12
Oh,
o'clock, midnight. I saw it first of all, and I was like, "What is going on?" It's like the movies how they have it like like the
yeah,
circular
yeah,
and how they fly. I did not hear anything. I just saw it, and then I ran to my granddad's place, which is like behind my house,
yeah.
and I was like,
Was
"Look,
basically.
look, there's something like this aliens. I can't explain it or whatever." And I was trying to explain it. Look at it. Like, there's nothing there, and I'm like, it was gone in a minute. So I was like,
That's crazy.
"Look, I know I saw something. I'm not a thing or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not crazy. Like, I saw something." But at the same time, I was like, I was thinking to myself like, it's probably the lights or whatever playing with me. Do you know what I mean? When you see a lot of lights together,
Yeah,
and
it's like your brain tries to explain everything. You never. Sometimes you don't understand
yeah,
what you
yes,
saw,
that's actually
so your
good.
brain needs to
Yeah,
explain to something.
yeah.
Like,
So what happens is what I think it was proven as well. So what happens is like your brain when it can't when it's in confusion mode, something like that, it's confused,
yeah.
and you see something at the dark that you don't know or what it is. If you think about something, let's just say maybe I thought about an alien sheep. It fills it up for you. So it fills the little puzzles on your brain for you. So yeah, I thought of that actually. That might be a good possibility, because I'm not like saying that
I
I
mean,
saw something with
I
that
mean,
evidence.
you saw
But
something now. What you saw, you don't know as well, right? So
exactly, exactly. And one thing as well that that I thought about this. Do you remember now a couple of years ago when they released a video like in the USA when they found actual like UFOs?
the
Do
one with
you
the soldiers with the like
Uh,
the
the one in the
aircraft
air,
jets.
in the aircraft. Yes,
Yeah, yeah, that was crazy.
it was literally just like that. And now they have a department. So now they have
And
an
yeah,
actual
and then there were like
department.
professionals coming out and
Yeah,
seeing it. So professional
exactly.
pilots, like,
So I was thinking about that, and I was like, look, it might be the same thing, as in like it might be that look, um, we I might have saw something like that. And now that it's out in the open, I'm like, it's more believable that I saw something like that and it's gone
and
than it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's evidence out there that proves
this
it.
the crazy part about aliens is like I think most people believe that they exist, but we
Yeah,
refuse to accept that they have come here.
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
everybody is crazy basically, or whatever you saw, you're crazy, and that you
yeah,
didn't see it. So
yeah,
you try to convince yourself that you didn't see something. So even if you saw something, most of the time you're like, oh no, I'm crazy, like I didn't see it, and you just try to convince yourself instead
yeah,
of like coming up with it.
yeah.
Because
That makes sense to me. Like
yeah,
I'm not like the most interesting person or whatever. Where the fuck would it come to me? Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's like I I
I mean, maybe
believe
they didn't
personally.
even
Yeah,
for you. They were like,
yeah. Why?
for
Yeah,
whatever reason, there. You know, like if they
yeah.
came for you, they would have like you would have like an encounter. Like you will be like, oh, they abducted me. It was nothing like that. You just saw
No, no, no.
something.
I just saw something there. That's what it
The
was.
crazy part is like it couldn't even be aliens. It could be like a government machine or something, and just like
You
some
mean like
technology
the
that you don't know about. Like imagine being in 1990 and seeing like a fighting jet from now.
yeah,
Like, for you, it's gonna be an alien. There's no way that that thing is real. I've seen some fighting jets from America, and when you see that thing, you're like, oh yeah, that's a UFO. That's aliens, and you're just like, no, it's like a normal human
yeah, no,
technology, but it's
yeah.
so far advanced
And
for ours to understand.
I'll tell you something else as well that is bonkers. Is like
Yeah,
so if you see the aircrafts that they made in America in the 70s, right? Can you imagine what
yeah,
aircrafts they have now? And they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
shown
That's
to
what I'm
the
saying. Like,
yeah,
they have some crazy stuff.
they have
Because
some
some of the
yeah,
stuff they were like made from back in the days, they
yeah,
had them.
yeah.
They
The
were just
B
hidden.
was it the B2 bomber or something like that? The
Yeah, yeah.
the
It was,
black
yeah,
bird.
the black one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well when I was saying about the Jets. Because when I saw that, I was like, "There's no way that exists." Like, I was like, "That's some fake stuff."
That is a
But then
UFO.
it's like it exists. It's there.
I've
But
said,
if I saw that, I would be like, oh yeah, I saw aliens. 100%. Nobody would like try to convince me otherwise.
yeah, so the big two spirit is literally like an alien. It's like an alien
Yeah,
ship.
it's
It's
crazy.
crazy what they do. It's crazy what they give them to fly. So that's what one of the reasons I'm like, it might be some government shit going on or something like that. They
You
might have
never
things
know.
flying. Yeah, never.
You never know what they have. Like the
Exactly.
military, they have some stuff that they like to hide.
100%.
Because
I believe that.
because I had some friends in the military, and they will tell them like you need to hide some stuff. So you can't talk about some stuff that you're doing. So that's sad.
Oh, but you can't. Yeah, you can't because we are. In fact, we do know a lot of people from the military. We can't really say a lot about what they said in the stream. So yeah, they do have
Yeah.
some stuff that they hide in, and we don't want to get into politics and
I mean,
what
I
they
don't know
say.
as well what because
Yeah,
people they won't say what because
yeah,
basically they will tell you that they have stuff that they hide, but what God knows, maybe they're lying. Maybe try to make
yeah.
the army look stronger than it is, but I don't
Hmm.
know.
So maybe that's why there's no any more planes flying over Greece because they know what's
Maybe there's
happening is
no planes, bro,
hiding.
in Greece. There's no planes in Greece, bro.
There's no planes. Yeah.
Planes are gone, bro, from Greece. When I was in Greece, they used to have them. There's no flighting jet anymore in Greece. I don't know what happened to these guys.
I don't know. They do have jets, like they do have a lot of jets,
Because
but
I don't know, they used to have them back in my days. I don't know what happened nowadays. Maybe the things are doing better.
yeah, maybe.
We're becoming more civilized finally as a
Um,
society of humans.
yeah, we used to have the F-16s, the most common one. The
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they have the Mirages as well, and all that. I'm just talking about the planes. The planes are, I love planes because I grew up where I grew up, and I always had
Yeah,
to use a plane to go
yeah.
somewhere.
You're lucky because you were not in my house. I was close to the airport for anybody wondering, and every plane would be like,
It
if you
was the
go
same
to
thing
my
with me, man.
rooftop, you
Yeah.
just you can probably like as the plane was that close to my so
The
the
funny
noises
thing
every day.
is, from my house, I could see his house and the rooftop and the
Yeah,
plane as well. It was
you
crazy. It's crazy of like what you can hear, what you can see, but after all the time, I still
Yeah,
see
you
the
get
planes. I
used to it.
like
You
it.
get used to it. The first year was crazy compared to like afterwards.
Mm.
I went to the point where like I will not realize like a plane is going. Like it's just like it will be like so normal that I would just not even notice. Like, and I would be like, "Yo, how can you handle this?" I will have people, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?" Like just planes pass, and I'm like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Oh, wow." So yeah, but there's something that I forgot to tell you on the previous video, and I just remembered it, and I think you were in it as well.
Wait, what? Sorry? Go on.
There was a story
Yeah.
I have which is unexplained to me, and we were all there. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
me and all our friends there. I think you
Okay.
were there as well
What night
because
was it? What night was
it
it?
was a night classic,
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course.
and we were playing hide and seek. But like basically, you need to hide. People then come to find you. We were in a groups, like a group of 3 or 4 people are like
Mm.
hiding people and the other group has to find you, but it's not just like finding you, you have to get caught as well,
That
and then
was
they're gonna
the.
put you in prison.
I'll tell you what. That
And
was the
some
best
people
years of
can
my
yeah,
life, I
and
think.
some people can come and save you from the prison. So basically, if you were the guy who was searching, you kinda had to stay around the prison because you didn't want people to come and find you. Like you didn't want people to come and like save them because now you have to do it all over again. It's not funny. It's fun when you are the guy who is getting caught, but if you're the guy who is chasing, it's not funny. So basically, we all have gotten caught except for one guy, and we are all basically in there, and all the guys who are chasing are there as well. So we are all like 6, 7, 8 people. We are all behind one of our friends' house. I think Spiro knows which guy we're
Okay.
talking
Yeah.
about. We were
Yeah.
there. So basically, you need to understand. In our neighborhood, we had like
Was it
what do you
that?
say?
Was it the
The,
buildings that were not yet
yeah,
built?
it was like a kindergarten in
Yes.
our neighborhood. So we used to play in the kindergarten a lot. So we
We used to
were
play. We used
in
to play
our friend
football
house. It was like
and
the
then
safe
hide and
space,
seek.
right? Like where you put the prisoners. So we were all waiting there for this one guy. And basically, we were like fighting with the guys that are chasing because they would not leave because they didn't want that guy to come and save us because they didn't want to chase us again. So we were like fighting all around. And then we see a shadow on top of the kindergarten of the rooftop, and we think it's this guy. He's trying to come and he's up there, and they see him. Like everybody basically saw him, and basically everybody just went to like surround the kindergarten so they can catch him. And like the guy, the shadow, literally uh, waved at us as well. Like it was up there, it was a shadow. We saw it waving at us, so we think it is this guy, and we are like, what is this stupid guy doing? Why is he
Mm.
showing himself? And basically, the chasing guys are now surrounding the kindergarten as they do that from like these bushes from the next neighbor house. This guy comes out of it, and we're like, what? We were thinking that this guy's up on the kindergarten,
Oh
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not up there. He's on the bushes. So he comes out of the bushes, and he's like, oh, these guys are stupid. They left for no reason. I was down here the whole time. So he was down there the whole time, but somebody is on top of the kindergarten and was
We don't know
waving at
who.
us
We don't
like
know
a
who.
shadow. And we don't know who the guy is because literally everybody was there except for that one guy who we were looking. That one guy was inside the bushes waiting for the other guys to leave. So it's not him, it's not us, and we even like surrounded the place, and nobody was up there. And the crazy part is like that was so crazy that we stopped playing. I remember it as well. We like stopped playing. We were trying to understand
Yeah,
what it was,
yeah.
and it's like one of these things that happen, and then you just like kind of move on from it because we couldn't get the answer. And it's like instead of making it something crazy, you just move on from it. But this is a thing that I casually like randomly remembered when we were talking about the stories. And you know, when you're talking about all of this, like you forget all of this, and then like randomly they come back in your mind, and then you start remembering. You're like, I should have said that story, but you forget to say it. So this one of the stories that I want to say because literally you were there,
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
there's like a lot of other people. Sorry,
That's okay. Yeah.
and I think most of the people forgot about this because if you told me, I would have forgotten as well. Because
That's
I think you
just.
probably forgot as well. I think
Yeah.
most people don't remember this, but this did happen.
Yeah, I
Like
have
maybe if we
forgotten
talk
about it.
about
I haven't.
he remembers it as well. But I think you were one of the guys who were chasing. That's why for you it was not surreal because you were just like the guy who was chasing. You were not the guy in the jail. I was in the jail
Yeah.
with other people, and we were never expecting that guy to come from the bushes because we were seeing him in the rooftop. So we were like, I mean, we didn't see him, but we saw a shadow in the rooftop. So
I
we were like,
remember this. I remember. Do you know what I remember, Renato? I remember the night because I remember someone shouting, "He's in the rooftop! He's in the rooftop!"
yeah,
I don't remember who it was, but
it
that's what I
was your
said.
cousin who we were chasing.
Yeah, of course. He used to be
I
the
didn't know who he
yeah.
was.
He used to be the
So
best one at that game
so
when he was a
you
kid.
so yeah. So everybody expect that guy to be able to go up there because it's
Yeah,
easy. Like everybody could do it, but
even I could do it, and I was the shittiest at that. But yeah. So basically,
yeah,
I would say I remember someone say to me like, not someone saying to me actually, someone shouting like, "He's in the rooftop! He's in the rooftop! On the
yeah,
rooftop!"
because we saw him and we were all
Yeah,
like, oh, "This guy's stupid. Why would he like come out?" Because
exactly.
you're in the heat of the moment. He's the last guy you're expecting him to save you, and then he comes out like that, and you're
Yeah,
like, "What is this guy doing?"
he was mad at that
But
game. I do remember that. I don't know what to explain. To be fair, what I think it might be is because when it was in summer, some of the neighbors were coming out. They were on they were on the
yeah, but
rooftop,
why
you
would
know.
anybody be in the rooftop? That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
not on
that's
the rooftop, but it's
on
like
the kindergarten rooftop. I don't know
no,
what
no,
happened.
not
Maybe
on the kindergarten rooftop. Listen, right? So it's like they might have been on the houses, but on the rooftop, like because there was a build next to kindergarten, and up if you remember the old guy.
yeah, I know.
Up,
I
yeah.
you're seeing maybe the shadows from the lights, but
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it because there's fields around. There is
I don't know. Like this
I
was
don't
one of
understand how to explain
those
it. Yeah,
weird ones. You know what I mean? Like maybe
yeah,
something happened. There's explanation for it, but I just want to put it out there that this happened.
yeah, yeah.
One of the things that
That
did
was
happen
smart.
is
That
like
was smart. Yeah.
what it was. I'm not gonna say that it was a ghost,
Nah.
demon, alien, or whatever, but I'm just saying that this happened. I
Yeah.
have no explanation for it, and I remember that I wanted to share it because I was like, I forgot to say about this one because
Mhm.
there's something there, I guess.
Yeah, I do remember it. But yeah, have you got any other ones then? Another experience
Hmm.
that you think? We
Let me
can move on.
think. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. Do you have any? Because let me like get the thing a little bit.
I mean,
on something
I will
better.
say we can move on to like we can talk about lucid dreams to be fair as well.
Yeah, we
Because
can
like,
talk
it's
about
they're
that as
quite
well.
interesting. I don't know how like some people get them, some people don't get them, kind of thing.
Um, I do have. Have you ever like dreamed and you think that you are in another like it's still you, but it's not you. Like you don't feel like it's you, like it's your universe in a way. You know what I mean? You are still in your body. You're doing everything normal. Everything is almost normal, but there's like something different, like a very middle.
Yes,
And you have
yes.
this feeling that you're watching yourself in a third person, like
Okay, yeah.
you're watching yourself.
I've had something like that. Do
Because
Do you know the story with a guy that he was in a coma? There was a guy he was in a coma.
yeah,
He lived a whole life in his coma. He lived a whole life from like let's say when he was a baby to like I don't know 50 years old or something like that, 40 years old.
really,
Yeah, so he's explaining as in like he was in a dream and when he became better, as in like in the dream he was like getting older and older. He said that one day he went home, whatever, after work, and then he saw like a lamb twitching. I don't know if you see, it's like a really popular Reddit story. He saw like the lamb twitching or basically going off and on, or he saw like it was like pixelated.
okay.
So
I've not heard about it, so
it's like a popular Reddit story. So when it was like, um, when the lab was pixelated, and he saw it, he was like, all right, this is what is going on. This is not real or whatever. He thought he was like in his 50s with the whole life,
oh
and for the whole life he thought he had kids, he thought he had I don't know grandkids or whatever in their head, sorry, and then he just saw the lamp. He
okay.
quite looked weird, and he opened his eyes, and he was actually in a coma, and he was explaining how he was missing his kids,
Oh
he
wow,
was missing his he was missing his wife, his parents, like the parents or whatever. But it's crazy to me that
yeah.
what they say as though it's like in it when you're dreaming, in a dream you see faces that you have seen on the road. So he might have
Yeah,
seen a
yeah, yeah,
face on
yeah.
the road of like a kid or like two kids or whatever that he had, and one woman, and he might in all of that he gets together. And, he sees her and he just wakes up, and you have the whole family missing. Do you know how crazy that is? It's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy stuff. I,
So
I had
yeah.
like a similar story about a guy who took some drugs, like
Mm.
one of the heaviest one, and he was like underwater for
Excels.
like 6 months. And he was like, "I'm a mermaid. My wife was a mermaid. We were like having a not like in this guy's eyes, everything was like normal. He had normal job. He had wife. He had kids.
Mm.
And then for like 6 months, he was in this dream for like 6 months, and then he wakes up. And in his work, like he was like 5 minutes, like an hour or two, like on drugs, and then but in his like head, he was for 6 months working a normal job.
Yeah.
He was a father with kids. He had a wife, and he was underwater. All of this was happening underwater.
Was
And
he?
he had a mermaid wife. He was a mermaid as well, or something.
So was
And then he
he
just
was he
woke up.
sleeping? Was he sleeping? I don't get
No,
it.
no, no, he was on drugs.
He was
He
on
like he took
drugs.
some heavy drugs,
So he
like
was
one of the
like, yeah.
heaviest one, and then he just like was hallucinating. And he
Oh,
just in
okay.
his hallucination, he was like fully like for him that was like he said it was like completely real. I wasn't at all in this world. I was in another world. I was like I was a mermaid down in the water, and I was like I had a wife and everything, and I'm like, cause like that your story reminds me of this one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think he said it on the Joe Rogan podcast, but like, if he's lying or not, I don't know. But like your story reminded me of that one.
It's crazy how that can happen. Yeah, I have had
It's like,
I my experience with lucid dreams is that when I get basically it's kind of weird to explain, but when I'm in a dream, I get a lot of lucid dreams. I don't know why. I think my body just wants to have control of a dream.
okay,
And when I am in a dream, let's say not a lot of times, but most of the times, I'm like, look, I see someone that I've never seen before. Like, because you see them. I mean, I've seen them before, like on the
okay,
road, but I don't remember them. And then I see them on the dream. So when I see them on the dream, and I haven't got any family members, near me, because if I see family member,
yeah,
or if I see a friend or a close friend, I can't lucid dream because it looks a bit real, isn't it? So you will say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's a really real dream. It's like it's happening in real life. But when I see some random people, I always say to them, "Am I dreaming?" And they look at me like quite like I don't understand, like the person looks at me quite weird, of like how do you know you're in a dream basically, and I'm like okay nice, and then I start doing random shit like start flying or like I don't know how to
Oh,
explain it, start
I do.
being
I do have
free.
a lot of like this. I had one which is crazy.
Hmm.
I was 16 or 17 then,
Yeah.
so it's probably the hormones as well in it, the teenage hormone.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was watching this dream, and I'm in this pool,
Yeah.
and it's like it looks like one of the pools from the hotels that we have been,
Okay. Yeah.
but it's indoor for some reason. You know, it's like the same pool, but it's like indoor. So it's like your mind probably picks up stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like these 5 or 6 ladies, and I'm just randomly approaching one of these, and I'm talking with her,
Okay. Yeah. I can see
and
where this is going. Yeah. Go
no, basically, yeah,
on.
but so I get in a relationship with this girl, and then
Okay.
I found out that she's gonna die, and
Oh.
there is nothing I can do about it.
Oh shit.
And it's the whole dream is me running for some reason to find a cure or something, and I just can't do it. I can't find it until the end, and she dies
Hmm.
with me in the same room, like with her, and I'm crying, and then I wake up and I'm crying in real
Oh
life as well.
yeah. I've
Like
had.
I woke up crying, and I was crazy. I've never in my life woken up like crying. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the
I
craziest.
I've had it in a situation in my life that I've cried, for a dream like that. I woke up crying from a dream. But yeah, it's quite different to lucid dream. But what I would say to that is it's crazy of like, when you were running, what's crazy for me, when you were running to find the cure for the
Yeah,
girlfriend you saw in the dream, what I think it is, and listen to me, yeah, that'll make a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. So in a dream you can think, can you? You can think in a
yeah,
dream. You can think. So if you think that you cannot find the cure, you won't find it. Do you see what I mean?
yeah. I guess it's that one, but it's like the
Yeah,
thing is, I feel like I knew as well that I was in a dream,
yeah,
and you know I was trying to change the dream, but I couldn't change the dream. It
yeah,
didn't
okay,
matter
yeah,
what I did, I couldn't change the dream.
yeah,
You know like how sometimes when you know you're in a dream, that's it. At that moment, you have like full control of the dream. You can do whatever you want
yeah,
with the dream.
yeah,
And it's like, but there's some dreams I feel like your body, your brain won't let you. It wants you to go in a way, and your brain, even if you like try to change it by yourself or by thinking of changing it,
yeah. You cannot do it.
unconsciously your brain wants you on purpose to like not change the dream. It wants that way to go that way in a way. I don't know why. Maybe that's some psychology stuff there.
Yeah, I got,
But
yeah,
that is one of the things that happen in my dream, and mostly like it happens multiple times. I feel like I am in me, but somebody else me. You know what I mean? I'm like living the life of me. I'm still in my body. It's still me, Renato, but I feel like it's not me. It's like somebody like me who made a different decision or something. Like I'm in some other universe, and I'm like living there. Like one day I was in my work. I was in the same work and everything,
mm,
but the toilet that I was in had a window which normally mine
yeah,
doesn't have one. So that one had a window. That was the only difference was that that one had a window, and I was normally talking with my colleagues. They were the same guys. Everything was the same there. The only difference was that window. And until I saw that window, I completely thought that it was real. Like I was like really, like I was in another day at work, and I see that window. I'm like, why is there a window there? And then one of my colleagues just peeks through the window and is looking at me and laughing. And I'm
oh,
like, what's
okay,
going
yeah,
on?
that is
I
no, yeah,
realize that I'm in a dream. And the moment I realized that I'm in a dream, I woke up.
mm,
But it felt like it was real. It felt completely real. Like I honestly thought I was like normally. So sometimes in the morning when I'm in the morning and I'm like, am I dreaming? Am I still going to work? Or am I woke, have woken up? So that was one of the crazy stuff. I think a
okay,
lot of
yeah,
people have this where they like,
mm,
because I heard that other people talking about this as well, where they like feel that they have been in a dream, but it was felt real. I don't
yeah,
know about you.
it can happen. Yeah, I've done it before as well. When it's quite different in a dream. I think like then the whole environment changes, doesn't it? So it's like when you're in a dream. It's like outside looks so weird, isn't it? Looks so weird
Yeah,
outside. It looks like it's not real. So it's like you can kind of like get it. You can kind of get like what the dream can be. Like you can kind of get it, but at the same time, for me, it just depends of who you are, who
yeah.
you are in the dream. For example, if
I
like
don't, I don't know
I
about
don't know
your
how to
dreams,
explain
but
it,
in
but
mine, I have realized something about dreams. In my dream,
mm,
I'm like always running from something in a way. You know, like my thing is always running from
yeah,
something, and something is chasing me to harm me in a way, in whatever reason, and I'm running. And the point is, can on my run escape or can I not escape? That's like the
yeah.
goal of the dream. Can I escape or not? And it's like I try to help myself escape. And if I
Yeah.
can't escape, that's a bad dream. That's a nightmare now where I can't escape.
I don't know. I
But
don't know if
yeah,
I've had this, but I don't think I've had daydreams before. But yeah, I would say that like lucid dreams for me they're really good. That I mean, I don't know why
yeah.
my body wants to control the
You
dream. I don't
want
know
me
why
to give
my
you a story about dream that kind of gets scary?
oh yeah, yeah, it's
This is
like a
about
night.
me.
You mean a nightmare?
This is about a lady that I know.
Hmm.
She told me this story.
Go on.
So
Hit us.
basically, she was in her house, in her room. She was sleeping, and she wakes up, and her mother is the one waking her up. And she wakes up and she sees her mother, but she says that she has this feeling that her mother is not her mother, and she's afraid of her own mother. And the mother's like, "What's up? What are you wrong? What's wrong with you?"
Hmm.
And she's like, she was getting scared of her own mother, but she didn't know why because everything was normal. The voice was normal, everything was normal,
Yeah.
and eventually she like jump scares, pushes back, pushes her mother, and says, "You're not my mother." And the mother then comes closer to her, and she's like, "No, no, I'm your mother. I'm your mother, and please accept me as your mother." And the more she didn't accept it, the more mad the mother was getting. And then towards the end, the mother tried to like choke her, and as the mother was choking her, she wakes up, and it was all a dream, and she wakes up from the dream, and now her grandmother is in the same room with her, sleeping
Hmm.
and screaming because her grandmother is having the same fucking dream.
How the hell?
Yeah, and she's screaming like about her daughter to not hurt her. "I'm your mother. Why are you hurting me?" Because the mother is seeing her daughter, which basically is the mother of you get it. I don't need to explain that.
Yeah, yeah.
So she runs immediately to her grandmother and wakes her up as well. And her grandmother says that they saw basically the same dream, explained the dream, and it was basically the same dream. So they were both watching the same dream.
How did that
And in the
happen? I
dream,
don't
what
know.
it was, it took the picture of the mother and was trying to like approach them
Yeah.
nicely. And then when they realized it's not it, it tried to harm them.
Okay,
So
that's
I
a
don't know what it was.
that's like one of
So
the from episode one kind of thing, isn't it? With the monsters and
that's
stuff.
why
Yeah.
try not to hold it for the demon episode, but
That's like an
hey,
extra.
there was something there. There was
That's what.
something there.
Yeah.
I have some more stories for the demon one, but we gotta wait until the demon episode.
We can't go back to demons and stuff like that. 'Cause it's been a bit, we already talked about it in episode one. We don't wanna keep doing it. Theology is such an interesting thing to have, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
people can't really explain like stuff, like can't really explain what's happening. So that's what they base in. They base on the Bible, they base on the Quran, they base it on I don't know, Hindu is another religion. I don't know all the religions or whatever. They base it somewhere where they find explanation. Back in the day, it used to be the 12 gods of Olympus for Greece, ancient Greece. It used to be in Egypt. The Italians, ancient Italians, the Romans,
this
they believe
one
something
I
else.
can we can tie it eventually to the ancient apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is something that we probably gonna talk later on, but it's something I believe in the is the ancient civilization, but this one is like a whole episode by itself, ancient
All right,
civilization.
then, no worries.
I
Yeah.
don't believe in that stuff, but I believe in ancient civilization, and we gotta talk about it eventually. I'm gonna make you a believer.
Okay, ancient. Okay, we can talk about it. We can talk about civilization.
We're gonna talk
It
about it
is quite.
eventually because I think a lot of the gods
Hmm.
they
I
could have
think.
really been gods, but they were something else, and I will like explain it
Yeah.
on that one.
What I think with every religion is tied. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I
every
get what you
religion
mean. That
is tied to something. I personally believe that it's like it is kind of like a law, because of like people without religion, they will go, they will go nuts. They will go
yeah,
like there will be anarchy. People will not follow
I get what you
laws.
mean. That's why, for me,
Yeah.
if you believe in something, that's all right. That's
Mm.
okay with me. As long as you're not hurting anyone with your belief,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
believe in whatever you want. You can
Exactly.
believe on Santa Claus is real and he's God. I don't
Yeah.
care. Good for you. As long as Santa Claus says that don't hurt anyone, don't like live your normal life, don't sacrifice anyone to to Satan or something. You know what I mean? As long as you're not doing anything
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
harm somebody else and like in a way try to harm it, you can believe on whatever you want. It's up to you, man. It's your life. You can do whatever you want with it. So that's my opinion. I personally, maybe there is a God, maybe there's not. I'm in like a 50-50 situation
Mm.
that there is probably not. I just don't think it's any of the ones that we have here in Earth.
I would
I
say so.
believe
You're
that
you're
everything here in Earth
agnostic.
was created by humans.
I would say that you're agnostic. Basically, you believe that there's something, but you don't know.
Maybe there is something, you know. Maybe
Yeah.
God is like an algorithm or something, you know, like just created
Not
the universe and everything.
God is an
Just it's
algorithm.
nothing. It's not like maybe it's not like a living thing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just happened. Something created. What if aliens created the universe? Does that mean they're gods?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Maybe in a different episode we can say that.
You know what I mean?
We are becoming like a little bit of I think the History Channel like after 3 a.m. History Channel at 3 a.m.
You
But
know, of history. History is one of the best things.
I would
You
say
know, you
so.
need to know
Yeah.
about your past.
Even though I'm more into maths and
I know,
more
you
into
are more
physics, but
science.
I would say no. I will say no. I will say history comes with maths, physics, whatever. It's all history.
Yeah, it comes
It
with
all came,
everything.
yeah. It comes from everything. Like it's crazy. Civilization, ancient civilization. Sorry, it's probably one of the best things to actually study and
Yeah,
look into it because it's like especially
it's
in Greece.
fascinating.
Yeah, especially in Greece, what we find is crazy.
It's
They found,
not just that, because even if you're a scientist, right?
yeah,
Who are the best scientists in the world? That was like Newton. You have to go back in time.
you have to
Like the
go
guy
back in
was
time to
crazy.
see.
By
Yeah,
26, the guy did more. I'm 26 like him, and he's done like every science that you're doing is probably done by him. But at the same age as me, and
Nikola
you're like, what? And he
Nikola
didn't have
Tesla,
anything.
Nikola
And he didn't
Tesla.
have anything.
Yeah, and Nikola Tesla as well
Insane.
was he was a crazy scientist,
Einstein,
wasn't he?
all these guys, crazy guys.
Yeah,
Insane.
Alan Turing with the first man-made computer. Do you remember that? Alan Turing as well.
Uh,
I mean, we could have said it's history, but he still contributed to the world or whatever. But unfortunately, he was depressed and he killed himself. He because of what his sexuality, which was a really sad thing about the scientists. Yeah,
it's an unfortunate thing.
it's
It's like
unfortunate because he would give way more to the world
this why
if he was
I say
alive.
right. That's this why I say like whatever you
Yeah,
believe, whatever you are, just as long as you're not anybody, why do you care whatever what the other guy does? Does it hurt you in
exactly,
some type of way? No. Just like do
exactly.
your thing.
But back in the
Let everybody
day,
do their thing.
yeah,
Be free, do your thing. Just
yeah,
don't make sure that whatever you're doing is not inconvenieting somebody else or like hurting
exactly,
somebody. You know what I mean?
exactly. And I will say,
You can
whatever
worry
you're
about it.
doing, back in the day, it used to be a law
It was a little
of,
bit crazy
yeah,
back in the days. Like human people we were a little bit crazy.
human people,
You
yeah.
know, crazy.
They used
This
to be
could be
Homo
going
sapiens.
back to how do we call them? Not the Homo sapien, the other ones. Ah, I forgot
Nathan,
them.
I don't know how to spell it.
Neanderthals. Yeah, I think we have like
Yes,
2% Neanderthal DNA in us. I think that
yes,
one
we
is
were
the one that
mixing.
in us because humans they were like peaceful. They were in groups. They were in peaceful, but the other ones were killing each other and eating. You know, so I think that 2% that we have inside from there
Homo
is
sapiens, we are, and the other one's beneath and something. I forgot. I don't know how to spell it. You said it, but it's they were mixing
Neanderthals.
with our species basically, and we do have some percentages
I
like
think we
a lot of people.
Europeans have it a little bit more because I think they were in like you can see we are the ones we are going everywhere. Nobody likes
Yeah,
us.
I would say so. Yeah, so it's like.
It wasn't my ancestors. They were enslaved. They couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, we can't go into that. So slave and what's going on, and
Slavery was like, we cool.
I would
I
say
don't mind.
I would say a lot of people would say that it comes with it begins from Africa. It begins from
No,
slave. The word
since the world was created, since
slaves
the humans, there were slaves.
comes from the Slavs, isn't it? The Slavs, like the people
Yeah,
in Eastern Europe.
but
So
no, what I'm saying is like slavery was even before then. It was like
oh
basically
yeah,
from the early human, everybody had slaves pretty much.
yeah. Ancient Greece, for example, I do say some people
Yeah,
say
the
it's tied
Athenians
up.
loved their slaves.
Yeah, some
The
people
Spartans they
say
didn't like them, but the Athenians loved
yeah,
the slaves because you would put the slaves to work and then you could like start
yeah.
talking all the philosophy stuff that you guys like. Well, some people had to work for the other guys to like talk. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. So what it was back in the day, I mean, we can we can talk about it in the next episode, which is ancient civilization,
Yeah, I
because
think
it's a
we
part
go
of it.
like we went from aliens to lucid dreams, and now we're talking about slaves. I don't know how we went here, but we went here.
We're talking about random stuff. That's what we like to do. That's why we started this. We like to talk
Yeah.
about anything that's
Another thing about
interesting.
the ancient Greeks, they talked about Atlantis, which is something I have as a kid. I believe
Atlantis.
as a kid that Atlantis is real. I know it's not real, but it's a belief in me. I wish that it was always real. It's something that if it comes as real, I would be very happy. I would be a very happy man.
I think what it was, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna talk about another civilization because I've got something in mind that you probably know as well that got destroyed. I think
Yeah.
what it was a civilization near it was in the Aegean, it was in Greece, and it got destroyed by earthquakes and potentially tsunamis as well. Because Greek is a really
You could have been there,
like
could have been elsewhere. There's been like this is the thing, because a lot of people say
yeah,
that it was like a fake rumor that the Greeks said, the Athenians, basically to scare the other people because they were saying that they have this strong civilization like backing them up, so you will like be
yeah.
afraid to like attack Athens because of it. So that was what people say. That's like the logical explanation of it. But now, did
No,
Atlantis
yeah.
exist or not? I can't say no. I can't say yes
Now that you
because we don't
say
know.
that, now that you say that about it, they do you remember when they found the first ever computer
Yeah,
that was made, and that was in Greece as
I
well.
have seen it. No, it's here, no, or not? Am I delusional?
No,
There is
it's
something else
basically
here.
the modern computer is here. Yes, it's like from Alan Turing. He made it
No, no, no,
to
no.
break the
No,
code.
I think we have the Rosella tablet, no, something like that here. Something like that is called on the British Museum.
It
The
might it,
Rosetta tablet.
it,
I think it's
it
something
might
with a
be.
French language or something like that. Let me just search that up.
It might be, yeah. But what I'm talking about is a different kind of topic. It's like again to ancient civilization, as we said. So it's quite different. It's like the I would say it's like a different kind of a computer. So it's like they found it at the bottom of the sea. It was getting transported from one place from Greece to the other with like wooden boats and all of that. But then they had a disaster and they lost it. But then now the government found it at the bottom of the sea and it's literally in the Greek museum, which is crazy. Back in the
Yeah,
civilizations, what they could do with what they had.
they could do like a lot of stuff, but yeah, I was completely wrong. This one, there is the Rosetta Stone. I knew it was something like that. It
Exactly,
is
yeah.
here in the
If you
British
see,
Museum,
so I could search it for you.
and this one is the one that they managed to decipher the
Exactly.
Egyptian
Yeah.
language, the archaeological. So that's that. But I saw it. British
So
Museum, we know
yeah.
everything.
So what? So what the thing is, going back to Alan Turing's first computer design was the automatic computing engine. So that's what
Yeah, I don't
he
know much
made.
about computers. I know you
Yeah.
are. This is your field. You are specific in this one. So, but I know
Yeah,
that this guy. The only thing I know about him is that he created it. That's about it. I don't know exactly how he
yeah.
did it, how he got it, how he got the idea, what he
It's to
thought, how
break.
smart it was.
Yeah, he used it to break the enigma
Oh
from the
yes, yes, yes,
Germans.
yes. I know
From the
about that
Germans,
one as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Which is mad. So he helped a lot of people. That's what I said about like going back to religions and stuff in theology. He died because of the law that was in UK back in the day, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
they didn't accept basically
See,
homosexuals in the country.
this is a problem with all this stuff because like it's sad stuff
Not in
because
ancient Greece.
I think
Not in ancient Greece, though, isn't it? Do you remember?
yeah,
we're
stuff
gonna
like
we're
that.
gonna talk about it as well, like that. But yeah, they yeah. But that's the problem with theology. That's the problem with religions.
I mean,
I think I'm doing it right. I
religion is
think it's religion.
depends on what happened. Like I promise you, I know that this is a little bit controversial speaking now, but let's say
Okay.
Jesus Christ
Oh yeah. Okay. Go on.
came back now. I don't think he's gonna like he would be like, hey, let's kill all the gay people and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He preached love, right? So he technically should love everybody
Yeah.
in a way, in a sense. But I don't know. Who am I?
You don't.
I'm not Jesus Christ,
Wait.
so I
So
cannot
you say
speak for him.
you don't think he's loving what? Who's not gonna love what?
No, but what I'm saying is
Yeah.
like Jesus Christ, what he preached was about love. I
Yeah.
just don't think because there was no gay people when he was like, you know, even if there were, they were hiding it.
Yeah. 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 That's true.
So he didn't talk about it because for me, Jesus Christ was just a normal human guy
Yeah.
who just he wanted to give peace to people because he saw the world around him. He didn't like it. And for me, I appreciate a lot of what Jesus Christ did as a human. He sacrificed himself to show people that they should be better. And he realized that the way to do it is to create this theology because he knows that people they were like obsessed with God, like listening to God, they will not listen to anything else. It doesn't matter if you put it as a law, if you don't scare people into a deeper message, like he scared them to the point where it's like we have to believe this is God's word. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like you need to believe in God because God can punish us. Humans can't punish us, but God can. So this way is like even if I die in this world, I can go to paradise, right? But
Yeah.
if I go to hell as well, that's even worse. Now I'm getting punished for the rest of my life. Because if you're getting punished only in the current life, it's like, oh, okay, maybe somebody's okay with that, but maybe somebody's not okay with going to hell.
Exactly. It's like a
You
rule.
know,
I think it's
it's
like
like it's a sin can keep people down, and what he preached loved. Because if you see the first Testament and the second one, the New Testament after Jesus, God changed a little bit, in my opinion. Like the previous God, he was a little bit vengeful. You know what I mean? He would say
yeah.
an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. But Jesus Christ said, if somebody slaps you, you turn the other cheek and you get slapped again. You don't fight back. You don't slap him back. So it doesn't make sense when the same God, like maybe he like you will say, oh, maybe he became better, but God is supposed to be perfect. He cannot be flawed.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what you say that God is not flawed, so he can't be better. He is perfect from the start. So how
Yeah.
can he change later on his opinion? That means he's not perfect. He
It's
changed.
really
Which you can make that argument, but then you can say that
yeah.
God is not perfect. So do you
It's
listen to
really
somebody who's not perfect?
interesting.
You
It's
can
really
go
interesting to talk about this
I
stuff.
don't like to go into the religions because you can go deep in that. Because
Exactly.
somebody who's like smarter with like he read the Bible and he has everything can come back and just like can come up with a solution. I know that somebody's gonna come up with it, what I say and he's gonna turn it into a solution because I haven't read it as much as him the Bible, so I don't know exactly. But
Yeah.
this is a problem I have with the all these religions. They always find like there's always a loophole. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, God didn't say that. I said that. This is my interpretation. But then he said, why don't you follow the God's interpretation? Because we don't know the God's interpretation. And he's like, okay, so you're following your interpretation of what God said, which can be wrong, but is right for you. So
Yeah.
it's something like that. It's like there's no winning in a way. You know what I mean? Like you cannot. That's what I've realized about people who believe you will never change their mind about something. It's very Very
Yeah.
rarely that you can change what they believe, and it's
Yeah,
fine.
I would
That's right.
say, I would
That's not the
say,
point to change the beliefs.
look, Renato, I
But I'm
would say,
saying,
sorry about stopping you.
yeah, go on.
We have 5 minutes. That's why I wanna
Woo,
finish the other
5 minutes.
Yes, yes. So what I would say to begin with, I respect everyone. I respect your religion. I respect who you are, mostly, I would say. Who you are as a person. I don't care
Yeah,
what you
always.
follow. I don't care what you do with your life. But I would say that yes, there is there's a difference between a lot of religions and what they believe, and God in their mind is perfect. But I think genuinely closing it down because we haven't got a lot of time. I would say this video will be
Time to go.
just keep going, keep going, keep going. Um, I would say that just do your best in life and be a good person. That's it. That's for me. Don't steal, don't
And
kill.
that's about it.
Yeah, just live your life at the fullest and enjoy. Enjoy living it.
That's about
You
it.
only
Do
live
whatever
once.
you
Yeah,
want, be whatever you want. Nobody's stopping you guys. You
exactly.
can do
And
whatever you want.
from me and Renato, I would say thank you for watching, guys. It's been an honor. It's been
Look,
our second
you
episode.
just that I'm doing peace signs.
Peace, peace sign. So yeah,
Speed
thank you.
along the lines.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching and
Hey guys, bye.
actually not watching, listening. Sorry, thank you for listening. To be said.
Listening. Yes, bro. I would
Thank you
make that
for
mistake.
thank you for listening. Yeah, and yeah, have a nice week, guys. Have a nice week. Bye bye. Bye.